Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. My name is Lily. I make videos about diet, lifestyle, weight loss, spiritual health, emotional well-being, and even my 8 New Year's resolutions for 2018. If you're intrigued or interested, or if you enjoy this video, I definitely invite you to subscribe down below and ding the little bell so that you will stay up to date with my videos. Before we get too started, if you're willing to share, I would also love to hear what you guys will be working on this year. You can share that down below in the comments section. I really look forward to reading those, or helping you guys brainstorm your own resolutions if you haven't really thought about it quite yet. So it's that beautiful time of year of new beginnings and expectation and hope, that time just before the new year where you can feel confident that you are going to change your life for the better before the feelings of disappointment and failure bleed in. It's a beautiful time. So like I mentioned in my 2017 recap, which you might have seen, I'll link it right up there and down below in the description box, I'm not big on like resolutions and in the standard sense of the word, because I found that they're generally speaking pretty unsuccessful and people make really big ones that are hard to stick to, or they want to change their whole life all at once or just become like a completely new person. And it's just a little bit unrealistic. So what I like to do instead is focus on certain larger ideas or certain themes for myself. Okay, so my overall theme for 2018 is purposeful, to act with purpose. All of my resolutions for this year kind of fall under that umbrella. So the first resolution that I'm really focusing on is something that is a bit like physical and, in my life, and something that I can obviously accomplish or not. And that is my organization and my focus. So this last year, I moved into working from home almost exclusively. The rest of my professional life, I have worked outside of the home, so there was a very clear time of when I needed to be at work, and then when I was at work, what I would do while I was at work, and then when I was at home and not working. So I'm sure that anyone who works from home can relate to this, but it's become very unclear about what times I do work, and what times I should be doing housework, and what times I should be relaxing, and what times I should be working on videos or editing videos or filming videos. And it's, having your lifestyle as your job is something that I was not prepared to navigate. So what I found I'm really prone to when I'm working from home is getting super frazzled and unfocused and jumping from one task to the other, and I'll sit down and answer comments for a few minutes. Oh my god, I forgot to feed the dogs. Oh, I have to unload the dishes. Oh, the floor's a mess, I should sweep. Oh, my groceries, I never unpacked them. I gotta water my plants. Oh, I have this great video idea. Oh, I promised I would send that person an email. Oh, if I just sat down and checked Facebook, I wouldn't have to think about any of it. And so that pattern has unfortunately consumed more than one day in 2017. This is something that I want to be really focused about in 2018 and really purposeful about in 2018, is getting myself well organized so that I can execute the tasks that are in front of me quickly and efficiently, and staying focused on the task at hand instead of jumping around so much. It's definitely going to be a challenge for me. So supportive comments are more than welcome. Something along the lines of like, "You can do it, Lily. Why are you reading this comment? You were supposed to be doing something else." So this year is about focus and being realistic about what is urgent, what's truly urgent, and creating more delineations about my time, when I'm at home and when I'm at work. Next up, my number 2 New Year's resolution for 2018 is to work on getting rid of the unnecessary stuff in my life. By this, I definitely mean physical stuff. I definitely grew up in one of those 80s and 90s families who just seems so prone to accumulating more and more stuff and never getting rid of what's not necessary. All the stuff with sentimental value and all the frickin' tchotchkes and decorations and bowls full of frickin' potpourri and pine cones. Certainly decorating your space is lovely, but when it gets to the point where you have all of this furniture and all of this stuff and it's just so cluttered that you can barely move through your house or utilize any surface, it just gets to the point of ridiculousness. And so 10, 11 years ago when I was 18, 19, when I left home with like a backpack. And I just said kind of like, you know, whatever else is left, you can have it. I don't make any claims to anything. Do with it what you will. And then for many years I traveled and I tried to live very sparsely. There were definitely times where I was clinging to my stuff more, and other times when I was better about letting it go. Definitely living a lifestyle that could be deemed, you know, minimalist these days, but I had no idea that that word even existed. And I have to say that by the time I was 24, 25, I was done. I was ready to be settled. I wanted to own books again. I wanted to have more options for the clothes that I owned. I wanted to have a desk, a bed, pillows, a couch, things that honestly do provide me with quite a bit of comfort and a feeling of security that I was sorely missing during my traveling minimalist type days. Unfortunately, as so often happens though, it's just easy to accumulate things as you go. And certainly I'm not terrible at accumulating things. You know, I'm not going to Target and buying random decorations and crap that I don't need all the time, like some people do. But at the same point in time, things have come into my life and I have clung to them for the security that I think that they bring me, or I wanted them in the first place because I thought that they could provide something positive in my life, which they haven't. That just hasn't panned out. And so as I'm gearing up for 2018, I went through my closet, I went through all of the stuff that I don't really love or I don't really use or I feel like doesn't honestly look good on me. And I gave that stuff away to friends or family members who would like it, and I donated the rest. I've also been going through getting rid of books that I don't want or need anymore, and most of those I got for really cheap or free. Getting rid of extra furniture that I don't really need. Getting rid of wall hangings or clocks that it's like I thought would be useful, but they're honestly just not, and they take up space. Getting rid of old electronics or other things that I'm not using where they can be responsibly disposed of or reused. And basically just limiting the physical clutter. So my plan and my intention is to continue that as we go through 2018 of just letting go of the physical stuff. Also letting go of the emotional stuff that I've been processing and reprocessing so much. A lot of that has to do with my mom or other past relationships or mistakes that I've made, and really focusing on letting go of that stuff, not rehashing it anymore. I feel like I've learned what I can from it. I feel like I have proactively improved my capacity to behave in relationships. I feel like I'm a better person. I have those tools in my toolkit. And to be perfectly honest, it's time to let go. Some other stuff that I tend to accumulate and then not want to let go of are my time commitments. I'm definitely one of those like, yes, I'll do it, people pleaser types. So when someone asks me to do something, I'm very prone to being like, yeah, sure, of course, I can do that, no problem, without first reflecting on whether or not I can really accommodate that into my already fairly busy schedule. And so 2018 is definitely going to be a year of not only letting go of some of those commitments that aren't the best uses of my time or talents, and being really mindful and purposeful about the things that I do commit to. Next up, for my third New Year's resolution for 2018 is something that is really going to help me with not only letting go, but preventing more accumulation. And that's being really clear about what my needs are versus what my wants are. I have noticed over the last several years that a lot of what I have accumulated has not been out of necessity. It has been out of want. And certainly I don't think there's anything wrong with all wants, but I think it's way too often, especially in our consumerist society where I can literally go on Amazon right now and buy anything I can think of. It's really important to be realistic about why I feel like I want this stuff. What do I feel like it's going to bring to my life? What do I feel like it's actually going to change? And what is the deeper desire that is driving this want? Because I notice that so much of the stuff that I consume is because I think it's going to make some sort of big, significant, positive difference to my life. You know, I think that if I buy this tank top, it's gonna make me feel better about myself. And certainly it's nice to feel comfortable in what you wear, but let's be realistic. A tank top or a romper or a pair of jeans isn't going to fundamentally change your sense of self-worth, and it's silly to think that it will, even though I do every time. So in 2018, I'm really going to be focusing on what it is I truly need to be able to go through life happy and content and, you know, as comfortable as I need to be, and be really clear about where the line of need and want is drawn. Which brings me to my next resolution for 2018. Working on my waste. I am talking about physical trash. Back in my minimalism days, I used to be really good about not producing very much trash at all. So when I say physical trash, I mean like the packaging that the things that I buy come in, the packaging that comes when I order something off of Amazon, the packaging that I use to buy our food, and being realistic food-wise about, you know, what is a need and what is a want, and how many of these wants are really serving me. You know, do I need the double packaged, super processed Asian noodles? Could I perhaps get by with some other food? Or could I eat them less often? Every single time I use something with plastic and I go to take that plastic, which is more often than not recyclable, and I go and I put it in the trash, I feel bad. And I feel like I can do better in this department. So 2018 is definitely going to be about doing better in the department of how much waste I produce. I think the hardest part of that is getting my family on board. Levi, over the last 6 years, we've been together for about 5 of them. He's changed a lot of stuff in his life. He's made a lot of improvements, and I know he is at a point of having improvement fatigue, and I know that this is something that the girls definitely don't even think about. I don't think it's a big topic at their mom's houses either, and so I know that one of my primary challenges this year is going to be trying to reduce the amount of waste that I and my household uses without being that person. Oh, hi, it's me. What are you doing over there? I was just popping in to let you know that everything you do and all the stuff that you enjoy is fundamentally wrong. Don't do it. So practically speaking, right now my plan is to buy as many whole plant foods as possible in bulk, as much as possible, to limit packaging, to be really good about bringing my own reusable bags when I go shopping, and to transition more and more away from cosmetics that come in these tiny little plastic containers. I'm also looking into ways that I can DIY certain things that are notoriously wasteful, like toothpaste. I just want to be able to do it without eroding my enamel. That's the only thing. What will be a big help for my last 2 resolutions will be my next resolution, number 5, and that is instating a buying freeze. For the entirety of 2018, I am not going to be buying anything that isn't absolutely necessary. I have already determined that I am well set for clothes, both professionally and recreationally, so I don't need any more clothes. I'm good on shoes, I'm good on jewelry, I'm good on purses, I'm good on home decor. I don't need anything else. And I feel like these wants have gotten a little bit, not out of control, but a little bit unnecessary. I have found in times of stress or procrastination that I like to browse Amazon for stuff that I don't really need. I've also found that thrift store shopping is a great way to kill 3 hours of stressed out time. So this year, in my purposeful year, I want to be really purposeful about what and how I consume and how I spend my time and how I choose to deal with feelings of anxiety. It's been a slow progression of addictive behaviors in managing and mitigating my anxiety. Started with food, moved on to alcohol and drugs and cigarettes, back to food, actively transferred my food addiction to consuming media, social media, and even though I'm not nearly as bad as some people, shopping and consuming is definitely a way that I distract myself. So this year, not buying anything that's not absolutely necessary. so that I can take some time to reflect on why I'm consuming, and again, what do I think that consumption is going to bring me? What kind of life improvement do I think it's going to bring me? Being really realistic about that and doing my best to be aware of the usual pattern, which is I find something, I want it, I buy it, I waste my hard-earned money on it, I get it, and it doesn't bring me the fulfillment or satisfaction that I thought I was going to. So it's going to be really interesting, but 2018 is on a buying freeze. I think part of what will make my 2018 buying freeze successful is my next resolution for 2018, which is to make more of my decisions from a place of groundedness versus from external shoulds. So this year I would like to focus more on making my choices about how I spend my time, the things I consume, the things I do, even the thoughts I have, from a space of feeling grounded and calm instead of getting into a frenzy of responding to other people's shoulds. Of living from a place that's more grounded and connected in my personal integrity, in what I think is right and wrong, what I think is beneficial or not, as opposed to trying to cave to or pander to those external pressures of, Lily, you should do this, or you should do that, or you should feel that way, or you should be doing this, and I just, I can't do it. It gets me frenzied, it gets me so upset and overwhelmed. It makes me feel so detached and disconnected from myself, and I don't want to do it anymore. And a big part of letting go of those external pressures is my next resolution, which kind of bleeds over from last year's resolution, which is to work more on the perfectionism and the comparison, and instead living with more authenticity, connection to my integrity, and again, groundedness. All right, so that brings us to my last, 8th final resolution for 2018, the year of purpose. And that is to try to slow down time, because it is going way too fast. I know people always say that the older you get, it's like the faster time goes. And then I hear people who are saying that time is actually physically speeding up. And I don't know if that is physically true or if it's just that I'm spending more of my day in the virtual time suck of social media and computer work, where it is so possible to honestly just waste a lot of time. And so, you know, I feel like 2017 just flashed before my eyes. I felt the same way about 2016 and 2015, 2014 and 2013. The last 5 years has just been like this blip where I've accomplished a lot and so much has changed, but it has happened so fast. And I'm honestly just not comfortable with the speed at which my life is going by. And so my goal is, again, to do more work that is calmly focused and grounded so that I don't get into this pattern of like berserk frenzy that seems to just speed by time. And the other way that I'm going to accomplish this, like, it's no mystery when I'm spending 3 or 4 hours on social media every day, that sucks up a lot of time. And then it has become a real pattern for Levi and I to sit down and you know, just like watch Netflix at the end of the night. It's such an attractive way to zone out and spend time and let myself just, you know, relax for a while without overthinking everything. But I know in my heart that it's possible for me to have that relaxing time without doing Netflix. And so I think my challenge here is to allow myself to relax without consuming some form of entertainment like that. To give myself permission to relax without succumbing to the Netflix demon, or to allow myself to relax without flipping through my phone mindlessly on Instagram. And it's really interesting because that used to be such a driver of my eating disorder, was that I wouldn't let myself sit down and relax. And so binging on food would become my way of letting my mind relax. So I would binge and then possibly purge, and then I would just spend the rest of the night letting my body recover, and being really purposefully reflective in my mind of, okay, we're relaxing, I'm taking care of you because I did something so bad. And I actually found that to be a pretty major driver of my eating disorder. And I found that instead of getting home and getting anxious and binging, if I just let myself sit on the couch and stare at the ceiling or flip through a magazine mindlessly that I wanted to look at, or read a book for pleasure, not for forcing information into my brain after a long, tiring day, if I could just let myself relax and enjoy the pleasure of being alive and get into contact with contentment, and to just take a few minutes of enjoying silence, or listening to the breeze go through the trees, or to the birds singing, or to my puppy breathing while she's asleep on the couch next to me, if I just let myself tap into those quiet moments of ordinary life, that I could get to that point of contentment, that my anxiety would begin to evaporate a little bit, and that I could really come to enjoy the magic and the beauty and the fulfillment of simplicity and silence and calm. Let myself relax, let myself be ordinary, let those thoughts of perfection and not enough dissolve into the beauty of ordinary, simple life. So it's going to be tough, and I'm definitely going to have to be really purposeful about this, but it's so important to me to slow my life down a little bit. It's going by too fast. So I feel like with these 8 things, my 2018 is going to be really freaking challenging, and there are going to be a lot of moments of discomfort, a lot of self-reflection, and trying to be honest and upfront with me, about me. But I think that if I can be at least partially successful with these resolutions, that it's going to add to the quality of my life quite a bit. So again, if you guys are willing to share, if you have been inspired by any of these resolutions, please comment below. Let me know. I'd love to know what you guys are up to and focused on for 2018. And if there's any way that I can help you guys or support you guys through your resolutions, please let me know. And as always, like, subscribe, share with anyone who you think would benefit from or enjoy this video. And as always, until next time, make better choices for yourself. No one's going to do it for you. And take really, really good care. I will see you all very soon. Bye!